Hi. This poem I read for someone for a studio, Paul Baker from Wisconsin, who set this up. And after he heard this, he's like, these are kind of crazy things that he was kind of frightened after I read this piece to him. But this piece is called Scenarios 2000. I have thought of you. In the past, I have thought of you before, and I usually imagined you in one of two scenarios. One way was that I had a gun to you, and that for once I was the one who was in control. Even though I hate you, this was one of the ways in my head, and you were on the ground looking up at me, and I was standing over you and braced myself stiff and straight because no one was going to beat me this time. And I pointed that gun to you with both arms, and I had no idea what I said to you, and I had no idea of how we got into this position. All I knew was that you couldn't hurt me. I don't know what I did with that gun, and I don't know if there was any resolution to the story, but this was one of the ways I have thought of you. Only one. The other scenario was that you tried to kill me. I was at a bar and I saw you come in, but you didn't see me. So I asked the bartender to act like I was never there, and I made my way to the washroom, and I borrowed a scarf from a girl in there, and I put on my glasses, and I got up the courage to go out into that bar again. I had no idea where my male friends were. I felt so alone. I mean, I borrowed a scarf from a stranger in the washroom, but I thought, well, it's now or never. You think you look silly wearing sunglasses in a bar. Well, think you look like Jackie O, and you look elegant and fantastic, and no one can tell you otherwise. So I left the washroom and made my way back to the bar. You had walked up to the bar, right to where I was sitting before, and you pulled out a high school photo of me, and you asked the bartender if I looked familiar, and the bartender said he never saw the girl in that photo before. And you left one hand on the bar, and you started to lean back, and it gave me a chance to give a bartender another tip. And while you were back, I saw my friends, and one of them spotted me, and they decided to yell over the people at me, saying my name, saying that they were looking for me. And you turned toward me when you heard my name, and I couldn't help but stare right at you when you did it. And I didn't know what to do next. My friends came over right away, and all I could think was that I didn't have to go through this battle with you anymore, and under any other circumstances I would have yelled at my friends for screaming out my name or walking over and taking my glasses off, but you were right there, and I had no time to react or to be angry at them. I was just relieved. So I started talking to them, and you came up, and I acted surprised. And within 30 seconds, I turned to get a beer, and I leaned with a friend, and I told him that I saw a gun on you at your waist, and could they please tell the bartender? And he did. I wanted to be able to introduce you as a rapist, but I knew you had a gun, and I knew I had to play my cards right. But within 5 minutes, the cops came in, walked up to the bartender. He pointed you out. I started to walk away. I said I had to go to the washroom. I wanted to make sure that you couldn't grab me or take me hostage or kill me. The cops apparently didn't do anything to you. The gun you had must have been legal, so they told you to leave the bar. One of my friends knew who you were, so they told the rest of my guy friends to meet you outside. I waited inside long enough to give that scarf back to that stranger, but all I know was that it looked like you hated me when you left, and I just watched to make sure that my enemy went away and never came back, and maybe I could heal then. One of my friends came back to the bar, told me I had to see this, and so I went outside with them and saw the bloody heap they reduced you to. And they all stood in a circle and looked at me as if they were waiting for me to deal the final blow. So I kicked you once in the stomach. I thought I didn't want to be the one that killed you with one kick by kicking you in the face. God, that's the idiot. I'm such an idiot that way. Why couldn't I have just done more? Why am I so nice? Why am I acting like a baby? Why do I want to blame someone else? So I left you at the curb and I leaned toward your face and I said that you were a rapist. And I don't know if you heard me, but I didn't care, and I got up and started to leave. Someone asked me, should we just leave him here? And I said, leave who? And they understood and walked with me. These are the ways I think of you. These are the only ways, just so you know. The pieces I'm reading are from a collection book called It All Comes Down. I love it because it looks like water. You can't tell it has a color. It's blue.
I can see it. It's blue.
It's blue, but there's blue lights everywhere. It's blue with the water.
It matches the
What's
room.
it's exactly? It could be all white and black. You wouldn't know.
Matches
You know?
my-
But it's blue because that light is shining on it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There you go.